Why envious people secretly struggle with insecurity. You're scrolling. A friend posts their new job, their new car, their perfect vacation. Your stomach tightens. The thought hits, why not me? And then the shift comes. You start whispering to yourself, they probably cheated, or I'll prove I'm better. That's the shadow of being envious. And here's the truth. Envy isn't about them. It's about the jealous insecurity you're carrying that you don't want to face. So in this video, we'll uncover the real engine of envy, while fragile self-worth makes you vulnerable, how insecurity hides inside your reactions, and what steps can turn envy from poison into power. At the core of every envious struggle lies one thing: fragile self-worth. If you know your value, someone else's win doesn't shake you. But when your identity rests on external comparisons, job titles, social media likes, or who's ahead of you, every success around you feels like proof you're falling behind. Psychologists call this contingent self-esteem. Research shows people whose self-esteem depends on outside validation experience sharper envy and higher stress. When praise comes, they rise. When recognition goes elsewhere, they collapse. Think about it. You see a peer get promoted. If you're secure, it's an inspiration. If you're insecure, it feels like humiliation. Same event, two realities. And envy doesn't stay hidden. It spills into behavior. Studies link envy to burnout and lost motivation. The weaker your self-worth, the stronger envy hijacks your performance. Envy isn't proof that others are better. It's proof you don't yet believe in your own worth. Where does this fragility begin? Often in attachment wounds. Patterns formed early that shape how you connect. People with anxious attachment are hyper alert to rejection. They see others' success as a threat. For example, the thought may arise that if they're thriving, I'll be left behind. Those with avoidant attachment hide envy with cold detachment, but the insecurity burns the same. This drives emotional reactivity. Instead of curiosity or reflection, you get sarcasm, withdrawal, or outbursts. One casual brag from a coworker can ruin your day, not because of them, but because of what it triggers in you. And external stress magnifies it. A 2023 study found that poor sleep makes envy spike, especially in insecurely attached people. When you're tired, your defenses drop, and envy takes over. So if envy feels overwhelming, it isn't random. It's insecurity in disguise. Most people won't admit they're envious. Instead, they wear masks. It slips out as jokes that cut deeper than they should. Quick dismissal. For example, sure, but they had connections. Or quiet sabotage, withholding help, secretly hoping for failure. Psychologists divide envy into two forms: benign and malicious. Benign envy can push you forward. Malicious envy drags others down so you don't feel alone. And here's the paradox. Every time you undermine someone else, you reinforce your own weakness. Envy convinces you that pulling them down lifts you up. In reality, it traps you in comparison instead of growth. The harder you hide envy, the clearer it becomes that you're not angry at them. You're unsettled with yourself. Comparison has always existed, but today's world has turned it into a 24/7 comparison trap. On social media, you're not up against neighbors. You're up against millions of highlight reels, perfect careers, perfect bodies, perfect relationships. Psychologists call this upward social comparison. In moderation, it can motivate, but endless exposure leads to envy, shame, and depression. The danger isn't just the photos. It's your brain's interpretation. Each curated success looks like evidence of your own lack. That's why studies show heavy social media use fuels envy, especially for people who are already insecure. And the cycle feeds itself. The more insecure you feel, the more you scroll, hunting relief and finding only proof you don't measure up. The more you chase validation outward, the emptier you feel inward. But envy doesn't have to stay poisonous. It can be fuel if you face it direct. Step 1 is awareness. Don't suppress envy. Name it. Ask, what insecurity is this showing me? That flips envy into a mirror. Step 2 is reframing. Replace they don't deserve it with what can I learn from how they did it? Research shows reframed envy boosts motivation and resilience. Step 3 is rebuilding your self-worth. Anchor in mastery and values, not approval. Live by principles, not metrics. The stronger your inner core, the weaker your envy's grip. Step 4 is gratitude. Daily gratitude lowers envy and raises satisfaction. When you focus on what you have, you stop obsessing over what you lack. Envy stays poison when it hides. It becomes power when you confront it. So what happens when you free yourself from envy? First, emotional stability. No more spikes of rage or shame every time someone else wins. Second, deeper relationship. Friends and coworkers stop being rivals. You celebrate with them, building trust. Third, sharper focus. Instead of burning energy on comparison, you invest in your path. That's why people who overcome envy report higher creativity and productivity. And finally, natural respect. People sense the difference between someone ruled by envy and someone grounded in confidence. Real security attracts without trying. Life without envy isn't life without ambition. It's life without chains. Here's the truth. Envy was never about them. It was always about you. The moment you confront insecurity, envy has nothing left to feed on. And when that happens, you stop living envious and start living free.